The War Within is the 9th major expansion for World of Warcraft, and with it brings the usual level cap increase from 70 to 80, new dungeons, new raids, new zones and stories, all the standard expansion stuff, as well as so-called evergreen features in the form of delves, which are essentially solo or small-scale dungeons with an NPC companion, Warbands, which basically allow your alts to share gear, bank access and achievements, hero talents, which give a little bit of extra flavour to your class, the Earthen as a new playable race, and Dragonriding, which is basically an extension of the previous expansion's Dragonriding system. In this video I'll give you my first impressions of the new expansion after going in blind, not playing the beta tests or keeping up to date with the latest updates. But first, a shout out to today's sponsor, Starforge Systems. I have one myself and it was more than powerful enough to record and play the War Within with zero performance issues throughout this video. There are, however, way more demanding MMOs out there. BDO, New World, and Ashes of Creation coming soon, TM. Imagine an epic new MMO comes out and you're playing it on a potato with 10 FPS. Not fun times. So grab yourself a Starforge and enjoy your hobby to the maximum with buttery smooth FPS, and the peace of mind of knowing it's been assembled by a bunch of S-tier tech nerds in Austin, Texas that will be on call to help you if any issues arise. Starforge has PCs at multiple different builds and price points to suit your needs. At entry level you've got the Horizon series, Navigator is the mid-range for enthusiasts, and the Voyager series is for content creators who require top specs. I love my Starforge and I think a quality PC is a solid investment for pretty much anyone, so do yourself a favour and click the link below to grab yourself a Starforge today and be ready for the next gen of gaming. So starting out, I log into WoW and immediately the character select screen is completely different from the last time I played, now displaying the new Warbands feature. Thankfully I was somewhat prepared for this, as a few months ago I went through all of the classes in the game and wrote my own personal pros and cons list to decide my 4 favourite classes to be included in my warband. These classes would be able to share bank access, gear and achievements, so it's yet another step Blizzard seem to have taken to make WoW even more alt friendly. In the end I decided my favourite 4 classes were Mage, Paladin, Priest and Druid, so I log into my Mage and I'm instantly given a cutscene which did a really good job of recapping the past 3 expansions' story. I spent some time sorting my talents. I instantly noticed the hero talents option on the UI, which unlocks at level 71, I noticed the spellbook UI's gone through an overhaul, and I teleport to Silithus to begin the War Within MSQ. We meet up with Magni, go through some cutscenes, teleport to Dalaran and do some chores. Then Dalaran is transported to the new expansion area of Kaz Algar, and is immediately besieged by Nerubians upon arrival. We kill some bugs, then meet Xal'atath, an evil lady from the Void who promptly faces off against Khadgar and Alaria. Unfortunately, my audio was messed up for this recording, so no live reaction from me, but I was shocked to see Dalaran destroyed, along with one of my favourite lore characters killed. Our character awakens on the beach of a zone called the Isle of Dawn, we kill more Nerubians, regroup with some characters, meet the race of dwarves that inhabit the land, and head to the city of Dornogal, which seems like it'll be the main hub of this expansion. We're then sent to a cozy dwarven village for some typical WoW questing. The game introduces me to delves, I dinged level 71, and it was at this point where I realised my audio was recording from the wrong input. I'm gonna go with some Fury. There's been quite a few little changes made to the UI since the last time I've played. I am a default UI enjoyer with World of Warcraft. I absolutely hate installing lots of add-ons for this game. I think it just ruins the experience, and I'd even go as far as saying I wish all add-ons were just banned. I think it would make the game better. Where are the other players? I'm not sure if I'm in some kind of phase or anything, but I don't really see any other players running around. Usually when I play WoW expansions, I skip some of the side quests, but I'm not going to do it this time. I'm just going to do every single quest that I see, even the side quests, going for completion. That's the intention. We'll see how long that lasts. It's a nice backpack she's got, looking like a real explorer. Oh wait, never mind, that's another player. I thought that was the NPC for a sec. Wake up, Craig. Just by looking at the map, I can already tell my 2 favourite zones are probably going to be Isle of Dawn and Hallowfall. Favourite zone predictions are in. It's a pretty good intro zone for the expansion really. It's nothing too alien, it's very Warcraft. It will remind old players who are giving the game a try about good old times in Dunmoreau, most likely. Spike a bit of nostalgia, nice relaxing music. It may not have anything too unique about it, but I think it's a good choice for an opening zone overall. Man, I'm feeling so powerful on my fire mage. Just running through the levels, zapping everything. Feels good. Procs on procs. You know you've picked the right class when you're just killing monsters for fun, just because you enjoy your abilities. Level 72. That was an entire level purely from side quests. Well, these are cool mobs. Gorlocks. Murlocs on steroids. To be honest, I enjoy doing side quests more than MSQs. I'd rather just go to an area and kill a bunch of mobs without having to watch cinematics and pretend to care about story, following NPCs as they walk around really slow. Mate, just send me somewhere, have me kill a pack of mobs and be done with. Level 73. We've got another delve here, let's give it a try. Tier 2 is for moderate challenge. I can see in my chat box that Brand's gaining experience with every kill that I'm getting. Secret treasure. Oh, we opened it and an elite monster popped out. Okay. Not sure how strong it'll be, so we'll just pop some cooldowns. Brand's popped some big heals for us. Okay, increase your maximum health by 100% until your health drops below 66%. So I guess as you traverse the delves, maybe the monsters get stronger and you need to find the power-ups to be able to kill them. This is the end of delve main boss. Oh, big damage, and that's level 74. Brand's level 73, and he's unlocked some new abilities as well. Head through here, collect our reward. Heavy trunk. Okay, so we're starting to get to the point of receiving upgrades. Nice. Yeah, that was a decent amount of fun, that delve. I enjoyed that. What happens if I click on the fishing rod? Oops, you snagged an angry crab. Oops. It's only going to chop my head off with its claws. Let's take one of these race quests, why not? Spyro the Dragon's back for more action. Pretty fun, not too difficult. Are we going to get a gold medal though? That's the question. GG. Bronze? Absolute noob. Queue for the dungeon. So that was instant. So story dungeons now have you do it with NPCs. This is the first time I've ever done a proper WoW dungeon with NPCs. Let's just pull everything and see how good this NPC tank is. Because if you was to do this in like a group, the group would probably wipe. Come on tank, giga pull. Healer's under a bit of pressure. Tank's dropping low. Doing a decent job, to be fair. It's going smoother than any player group I've ever been in. I suppose the problem of doing dungeons with NPCs is that if you wipe, you are the problem. You've got no one to blame. There's nowhere to hide. No one to flame. It's literally just you. Because the NPCs would be programmed to succeed. This boss is getting absolutely cooked. Sit. Be nice if I could do some Mythic Plus with NPCs. It's not as if real players actually talk anyway. Not these days. Let's do a test. Let's pull everything. Let's just see if we can wipe. There's a lot of mobs to pull here. That's the whole room pulled. Oi! Gonna have to... That was cheeky. Where's the tank? Okay, maybe we can wipe. You can wipe with NPCs. Oh, you start right at the start of the dungeon. No. To be fair, the tank did a pretty good job. Okay, at least I know you can wipe with NPCs. I was thinking it might be impossible. Skip conversation, that's an option. Wow. Thank you, Blizzard. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this zone. It reminds me of like a modern day Arathi Highlands, Dunmoreau, nostalgic, cozy vibes. 100% my kind of WoW zone. I am an adventurer that accepts every quest. Need me to sift through pig shit to find your car keys? Look no further than the champion of Azeroth, Peon Mage. No task too small, no request too great. I've got you covered, NPCs. I've got quests to do this delve, I think. Can we do tier 3? We can. So we grab the enchanted candle to stay safe from the shadows for this delve. Oh, and the candle has a limited amount of wax. I see. That's kind of cool. I suppose the delves are okay. I can see myself probably getting bored of it very quickly. It's not game-changing content, is it? Unless it becomes more fun later on as you progress. Got the helm. And onto the boss. GG, so that's a tier 3 delve down into the treasure room. This is the best part, isn't it? Grabbing all your loot. How much gold does this actually give? Not much. Level 75 and we're still in the first zone. Now we're getting Scotland vibes with the rain coming down thick. So my map's looking pretty clean right now. We're on top of all of the quests. Continue with the MSQ, I guess. Into the deeps. So now we're going to go into this giant hole into the heart of Azeroth. And this is where the war happens within the Coreway. And this is the next zone. This is like a modern version of Deepholm. Interesting, it's got a railway track going through it. This is actually a really cool area. Big kobold mine with giant candle monuments. It's interesting. I don't think I've seen an area of the game that looks too much like this. Well, I suppose without the candles, it's just like any other cave, but the candle obsession certainly sells it. Oh, that's level 76. And a new hero point talent. Getting these hero point talents every level certainly does give you a nice little dopamine hit every time. Oh, that's a cool kobold. Look at that candle helmet he's rocking. The Candle King. Where are you going? Why can't I just kill you out here? You summoned this thing for me to kill instead. Let's kill this fire elemental with my fire damage. Yep, no problems there. Still a few pieces to replace, but visually, we're mostly rocking the new War Within leveling set. At least we look consistent rather than a mishmash of different pieces. Yes, very interesting. Fascinating lore. Unbelievable discovery. Huge for the history of Azeroth. Moving on to the next zone now, let's see what it looks like. That's level 77. This one looks pretty epic. Airships underground. Yeah, this one's a sight to behold. I have a feeling this is going to be contender for my second favourite zone. Seems a bit more open and less claustrophobic than the previous one. Is this the tip of the sword that Sargeras plunged into Azeroth? Probably one of the most unique zones in the game, actually. Gorgeous. I like the themes of the buildings as well. 2 NPCs just in deep conversation. My character's just sat there as if he's sick of hearing it. Stoic, meditating, focused. Another cutscene. Anduin's about to get emotional again. It's a good thing we've got these strong women to lead the way. Illyria and Faeryn. 10x the power of Anduin. There we go. She's just giving the light to Anduin because he can't get it for himself. Get carried. She's only got one arm and she's still carrying him. Head upgrade. That looks horrendous. I've gone from looking like an epic endgame hero to a shanty gem salesman. Such is the way of a new expansion. This is a nice looking little city atop of a hill. Giant castle in the distance. The game's given us a bit of a chill downtime series of quests before things inevitably get really dark. Oh, walk along the fence without touching the floor. The floor's lava. Yeah, that's cool. Oi! I failed. Failed a children's game. Good fight. Azkahet, spider-themed zone. Pretty cool. Bit of a shithole though. I wouldn't want to live down here. As far as a spider-themed zone goes, it does look pretty damn epic. Yeah, I think Blizzard have done a good job with this one. It's probably what hell looks like. Just being in a big spider's nest. Oh. Look at this delightful little thing. It's got a quest for me. In no universe would I ever personally take a quest from a spider, but my character isn't afraid of them apparently. Braver man than I am. If I saw that in real life, the only thing I'd want is a rocket launcher. Wait, this one's friendly, for fuck's sake.
You are most welcome here.
Yeah, I'm sure I am welcome here. Welcome for dinner later on. So this is a faction that you can actually get a reputation with. So we've got evil spiders and we've got friendly spiders. Brilliant. World quests unlocked. Oh, that's interesting. So I've unlocked world quests before even hitting max level. That's good, but I suppose I need to be doing these campaign chapters as well, or at least do it once. My mage is going to be my completionist character. I actually get to choose the quest here. Okay, that's nice. So questing should be a little bit more fun now because I've got the world quests and a little bit more freedoms opened up to me. The early expansion questing is always the worst part of any new expansion for me. I just want to get to max level and do stuff which gives me a little bit of freedom and choice as to what to do. Just following a linear main quest line for like 4 or 5 hours does my head in. There it is, level 80, finally. Now I can finally play the game and do the fun stuff. War Within leveling, overall, not very fun, bit of a slog. I think early on the leveling didn't feel too bad on the Isle of Dawn because the time to kill was much shorter due to the item level scaling and me having like decent dragonflight gear. But the more I leveled up, it took longer and longer for the mobs to die, and at level 79 just every quest felt like a real slog. I guess it's part of Blizzard's business model, isn't it? To design like really tedious dogshit questing, because if the questing in WoW was fun, people wouldn't buy the level boost. Something I completely ignored after the first zone whilst leveling was the delve content. Like, I only did it when I needed to for the MSQ, so let's go catch up with our delves. We need that companion XP. Delves are one of the main new pieces of content added with this expansion, and the fact that I haven't really found the appeal of it yet. We get good gear from it. Okay, never mind, we're finding the appeal of it. So delves are going to be way more rewarding, fun, and useful at max level. Fantastic. At this point, I'm probably going to feel super weak right now because I've just dinged level 80. So all of the mobs are going to be level 80 scaled, probably assuming that I've got some decent level 80 gear, which I do not. Still rocking the leveling crap. And I'm actually struggling with these standard mobs. I'm immediately getting wrecked. I don't think I'm going to be strong enough for these level 80 delves. I'm going to need to get some gear from somewhere. So if we reduce the difficulty, does that also reduce our tier of loot? It does. So we're probably going to want to gear up in like tier 1 delves and then work our way upwards from there. Ah, that's better. Yeah, we're now killing these at a much more reasonable rate. Basically, once you hit level 80, you're going to want to start at tier 1, get some gear, level up Bran, and then take it from there. I may have been doing tier 3s whilst leveling up, but yeah, not now. Not gonna lie, I kind of hope that delves don't replace the dungeon grind that you usually go for at the start of an expansion. I think that would be quite sad. So far, this hasn't particularly been more fun than a dungeon. It's felt more lonely than anything else, because it's obviously solo. Now for the most fun part, the treasure room. The gold reward at the end is so pointless. 2 gold. I mean, gold in WoW is completely meaningless as it is. So to even give you like little clumps of 2 gold, it's not even worth walking over, is it? Yeah, well, I suppose we can queue for a dungeon. Oh, we got a dungeon. Might as well. Priory of the Sacred Flame. Oh, straight away, this is already more fun than a fucking delve. Just chill, do DPS, tank's doing his thing. First boss, let's go. Big damage. Oh, he's getting nuked. Trash packs of mobs last longer than this guy. On to the final boss by the looks of it. It's a nice short dungeon, this one, it seems. Lots of ads coming up as well. GG. First dungeon complete. Any loot? Dungeons are only dropping 554 item level, but on the auction house, you've got like 564 is on the auction house, so I might as well just buy that. So far, this has got to be like the least hype expansion launch I've ever experienced in WoW history. Not only does the city feel like really dead, like none of my friends have been talking about this. No one seems excited to play it. The early access thing was absolutely ridiculous. The dungeon gear is completely worthless. I don't want to do delves because it's some of the most boring content I've ever experienced. And that's about it. Where are all the players? Like, have Blizzard done some weird phasing thing where they've massively reduced the amount of players that you'll see on screen? I'm on quite a populated server as well. Like, this is the PvP area. 1, 2, 3, 7 players. It feels way more dead than Dragonflight. And I was playing Dragonflight a few months ago, and even that, at the end of the expansion, when no one was really playing it, it felt more alive than the world in the War Within. So I feel like they've just done something weird with the phasing. And I'm not even playing on early access right now. It's currently the 30th, so the game's fully released. I suppose I'll just be logging in to do the PvP. I always enjoy WoW PvP. But as far as anything else, can't really see much of a pull to play the game. Usually a new expansion launches and everyone's super excited and like no-lifing it for a few days. Well, that's how it used to be. And not so much nowadays. Throughout the entire recording of this video, I've had RuneScape on the other monitor, and the thought of playing that has been more appealing than leveling and doing anything in the War Within, so...
The next morning.
Recently obtained my full set of honor gear. Been having a decent amount of fun in the War Within Battlegrounds, but then again, I always have fun in WoW BGs. Not really indicative of this expansion or anything. The early gearing in PvP was pretty rough though, because a lot of people had a full set of gear, so freshly dinging max level and trying to get your honor gear. First few BGs, not too hot. Horder getting absolutely rinsed. Always good fun blowing people up on the Fire Mage. You gotta love those one-sided Arathi basins where you just 5-cap and win in like a few minutes. Although it feels pretty shit to be on the other side of that. As you can see, I don't really look like a fire mage, do I? This honor gear looks very priestly, especially when you enable the helmet. Still, for honor gear, it does look pretty cool. So now we've got heroic dungeons. When I checked this a few days ago, there were no heroics. So I don't know if it's just taken a certain amount of time for them to add heroics, or if I've gotten a certain gear level. I haven't really been paying attention. But we can now do heroics. Let's do a heroic. Jesus, bro fucking pulled everything. GG. What item levels this dropping? 571 gear drops from heroic, and then you can obviously upgrade it. With heroics unlocked, we can crack on with a bit of a PvE grind in preparation for mythics. Oh, straight on to the final boss. Nice. Let's go. I appreciate that. No trash for this one. Let's go. Big damage. Let's dodge all the things. Ooh, very cool. Lots to dodge. I like that. Big damage, and she's dead. GG. Any loot? I don't think so. No loot? You fucking what? Alright, let's go do a delve. The last time I did a delve, I didn't really enjoy it, but now I've got some better gear. Yeah, we're wrecking these mobs now. Alright, final boss. Can we do it? Should we kill these first? Probably. It's relatively fun doing the boss fights in delves. It's all of the fucking trash that you need to go through to get to the boss fight, which winds me up. I think I'm just not a trash mob enjoyer. I think that's the issue. I guess that's why delves aren't for me. GG. We got the tier 3 delve done. I guess we're going to wrap up this video here for my War Within launch. First impressions. Seems like there's a little bit more to do now. Heroic dungeons are unlocked. Next I'll probably just do some quests, do some completionism stuff, BGs on the alts, and then campaign, do some Mythic Plus eventually, do the raid, but we're not going to cover any of that in this video. We'll wrap it up there. So after checking out the War Within, my first impressions and general thoughts on WoW as a whole are as follows. As far as expansion launches go, the War Within was by far the least hyped expansion launch I've experienced. This is obviously due to the early access launch splitting the player base in half. Really sad to see. Usually there's a sense of excitement for a new expansion, but I really didn't feel that at all with this one. As far as questing, story, the new zones and theme of the expansion goes, it was okay, just standard stuff really. I think I found Dragonflight much more interesting early on compared to this expansion though. Delves kinda disappointed me, to be honest. I was looking forward to this content as I do play WoW solo quite a lot, but so far it seems like there's too many trash mobs, the trash has too much health, and the companion seems pretty useless. Maybe I haven't leveled him up enough, but after 7 or so delves I found them so boring that I'd rather never do them again. I think the combat in WoW retail feels pretty good for a lot of classes these days. Fire and Frost Mage feels awesome, I love Ret Pally, and overall I find the class design and combat way more fun than it was back in Battle for Azeroth, for example. I like the new Warband feature and appreciate that WoW is trending to become more alt friendly. I actually think it's these kind of changes that make me more likely to keep playing long term than the more temporary stuff, as the main reason I've quit WoW in the past is simply getting bored of my class, wanting to play an alt, and finding it tedious to gear multiple characters. Even in 2024 I still find WoW's Battlegrounds to be fun. It's probably my favourite content, and if I was able to change one thing about WoW, it would be to ban all add-ons from the game. I fucking hate dealing with add-ons in WoW, and I know as soon as I get to the more serious content I'm going to be expected to install all of this bullshit and keep it updated. I just think the game would be simpler, cleaner and more accessible if all add-ons were banned and the devs just improved the default UI. Overall, the War Within, if you don't like WoW or never liked WoW, you probably still won't like it. Seems like a fairly safe, standard expansion with some nice quality of life changes. The launch for this expansion felt quite depressing, but the game's still relatively fun to play by MMO standards. I'll probably keep playing it for a bit to mess around in BGs, do transmog runs and gear alts, but I've not really got any interest in taking the game seriously until Blizzard bans all add-ons, which will never happen. But that's it for this video. What do you think about the War Within? Do you think it will be a good expansion? Have you enjoyed the launch despite the lack of hype? Do you think WoW would be a better game if Blizzard banned add-ons? If you enjoyed this vid, then help us out with a like for the algorithm, social media on screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.